Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the channel where we find the truth, seek understanding, and be the light. So we are here with the Isaiah Factor Uncensored. Apparently, the young people are giving their views in regards to the church and kind of their perception of it. So let's go ahead and let's check it out and see exactly what these people are saying and give our rebuttal. The church is indeed a touchy subject. The church indeed is a touchy subject. And a lot of people don't like talking about the issues that may be going around in the church. But let's just go ahead and get right into it and see what we got going on. As always, if you like this type of content, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more videos and that you are aware anytime we drop some videos, because I want to have these conversations. We need to have conversations. We're really going to be one big church unit. We need to have these conversations and, just have understanding with other people. Just like I literally just said a couple minutes ago. Just like I just said a couple seconds ago. Understanding. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Church and Dr. Ruth's home. Glad for you to invite us here for the first time. I've been trying to get here and finally made it here, and we brought two guests with us. We're picking up.
Wait a second. Y'all already know where I'm going with that. We're just going to leave it at that. Let's just keep going.
Where we last left off, Natoya Allen and First Class. And guys, has anything changed? You had a chance to sit through Dr. Ruth's sermon today. Your thoughts about what you heard?
First and foremost, thanks for opening your arms and letting me come into the church.
Hold on. What is going on here? You're telling me that they have come in to listen to her sermon and now they're going to sit here and talk about her sermon while she's sitting right here? Does she go? And are these the people that, you know what? Let me stop asking questions. Let's keep going. Sorry.
Today, a beautiful sermon. It was something that I think I definitely needed because I had missed that space. I've been missing this space. So I got to come in today and see the people, feel the word. And it was definitely something that I feel like it was much needed. So I appreciate both of y'all for that.
Absolutely. And for those who are not familiar, this goes back to a segment about a month ago when we talked about rap artist T.I. saying he just didn't feel comfortable in the church anymore. He believed in God, but he just didn't believe in going to church to pray and give back in that form.
Right.
Natoya, you wanted to do your own investigation and learn more about the woman, Dr. Ruth, and you found out some interesting stuff.
Yeah, she's a very interesting person. I found out that she does a lot for the community. She's been doing it for a while. Oh, I researched you, Dr. Ruth. Oh, yeah. Whoa. And I was pretty impressed, but I don't want it to be like a misconception because we never really said smaller churches. We were
come on now.
We were talking about the mega churches.
Now you're talking about smaller churches, large churches.
We were talking about bigger churches where they passed the collection plate 6-7 times. Here she only did it one time. So I mean
So you would be fine with Dr. Ruth's church or a similar church around the country.
Smaller churches. I grew up in a smaller church. So I believe in smaller churches. Like I was talking to Dr. Ruth, I believe in small groups as well. So like Bible study, stuff like that. I've always believed in the smaller setting, just not the bigger money grabbing setting because I feel like it's a money grab.
There are some out there, but of course, when I got here, when I walked in the door, when I was pulling up, I didn't feel that. I didn't think that was going to be in that atmosphere at all. So I do agree with Nate saying it was more of the aimed at the bigger corporations, and we didn't want to take away from the main purpose, which is God.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of when I felt when I came in, and that's what I think the best thing about it was I still felt the word.
So Dr. Ruth, we're getting closer and closer to a second recommitment baptism for these two.
Baptismal pool is right up behind these curtains.
But your thoughts about what they had to say after hearing you and your sermon here in your church today?
Well, I think they are both just amazing young people, and I appreciate their views. And so one of the things I like to do is, I call it co-mentoring. I love listening to young people. I have a son about their age. And so I listen to him, I teach him, he teaches me. I learn a lot from him. And in this age, we have to do that. But I want us all to remember that the church, the black church, I hate to say it like that, but I have to say.
All right, now, okay, y'all already know how I feel about this. Okay, let me rewind it a second. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be big. So I want to make sure that I am fully prepped in my chair before I hear what she got to say in regards to that. Y'all know how I feel about that. Let's see.
The black church, I hate to say it like that, but I have to say it like that. For our culture, for our people, it's always been the church. And
okay.
I'm not against I'm not against any church, large or small, but most of the churches in America are under 100 people in membership. I'm not against growing larger. I'm not against mega. And it always seems to get around money, right. All right? But it does take money to run the church. Right. Yes, when you go on your podcast and you get monetized and all of that, or you sell a property, you're in business. And there is a business side to the church, and it needs to be handled that way. It shouldn't be the focus. It needs to be God. It needs to be the people. It needs to be us growing into the image of God and being the best that we can be, and being a blessing to each other and a blessing to our people and the world. That's why we're here. And I think that's what the church is about.
So they do have a point when you talk about some of the large mega churches where we've seen in the headlines, and those are the ones that make news for outrageous claims, demands on their congregation. Do you see that while you also say, it's a business, and we understand that it's a business?
No, I said there's a business aspect to it.
Okay, there's a business aspect.
It's not a business, okay.
But when you have some church leaders asking for unreasonable amounts for individuals, calling out individuals in church, is that a problem? Does that hurt you? Do you think they should address that when we talk about the bigger picture, when it's religion, when those larger churches just go too far?
Go to another church. Just go to another church. You don't have to sit there. That our people here, we read the Bible. We know what the Word of God says. We are free to do the things that we need to do and to grow and to be the people that we need to be. And so we don't subscribe to that. We don't have, $100, $1,000 lines and all that. But we do spell million, M-I-L-L-I-O-N. And so if someone decides they're going to come and they want to gift the church, that's fine. It takes money to do what we do. And this little group that you see right here has underwritten everything that we've done, and we are debt-free, all right?
Wow,
because we do what we can afford to do.
There you go.
The Bible says this: you cannot serve God and money. You cannot serve God and mammon. And here we serve God. And if you find a church that's serving money, that's
probably shouldn't be there. Probably shouldn't be
there. First class, when she says, find another church, don't worry about that church that may be an issue that may bother you in their practices. Your thoughts about that?
Oh, I think you should go where you feel wanted or where you feel comfortable spending your money. So, I do believe that. I feel like sometimes they do make a big deal out of that stuff when they can easily just leave. Right. I feel like a lot of it is for clickbait.
Yeah.
Because you can just leave.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said. You don't think about it like that, really, at first. Just go to another church. But just to give an emphasis on what's going on, you got the pastor saying, hey, I need $10,000 right now. And some of those people been down at that church for a while, so that it might be a little harder for them to move on to another church. But I hear somebody demanding $10,000, then I understand that it's not the Lord that's leading, it's money. So this might be a little easier for us to move on.
Well, let me be clear. I want to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
If we build an edifice and a bill is due, and someone has been blessed, all right, in the church to have the money to help to do that, then we need to be able to say that and say it out loud. It's not a holdup. It's if you have the money and you want to give it, God blesses a cheerful giver. But
well, that's the problem. It's never. That's the problem. Usually, every time it's a holdup. It is not a matter of somebody being Okay, or at least from my observation in all these situations, it's never a case of it being cheerful. It's a holdup. It's now again, if these churches have, these stars that just so happen to have $10,000 on the left side of their shoe because that's where they keep their money, and they're gonna put that in the offering, then of course, yeah, sure. But why make a claim specifically? The Lord is foretelling me that there's 100 people that's gonna give $6,000. That's like, I don't know if that's like yeah, you see where I'm going from here, right? You see where I'm going from here. So I see where her mindset is, but if she hasn't been plugged into seeing what these other churches is doing, she doesn't see how ridiculous they are. And most pastors don't. From my understanding, most pastors aren't worrying about other churches and how they are running things, or even know what's, going crazy out in the world right now, what's being out there for a lot of people to see. So it's easy to not see that. But that's what we've been seeing. We haven't seen all the mega churches, but that tends to be the case.
Elder says he will accept from one that's not so cheerful. So it's not about that. It's about the people. And so, having said that, can I say a word about T.I.?
Sure.
All right. Sure. So now T.I., when he sings and does his music and rapping and all that, what's that about? It's about money. You don't do that for free. That's your job. You learn, and he learned how to present himself and all that in the church.
All right.
Okay, I'm not 100% following where she was going with that. It may be like a follow-up to what she was originally saying, but the direction, I'm not following it, not too much. But y'all let me know in the conversation what I'm missing.
Welcome back. Rapper T.I. had a lot of people talking back in December after he publicly shared his beliefs on the church acting as a business. After a few weeks to reflect, we ask our guests how they feel about his comments. This is part 2.
Mm-hmm.
First Class, your thoughts?
She hit it on the head. I don't really know. Nah, but in all honesty, I do agree. He shouldn't be the person that we're listening to in this realm. Does it, I want to say, resonate with other people? When he's talking about things that may be popular at that time, yes. But I agree with you. T.I. shouldn't be the person we're listening to about church. And I had to come and get my own personal experience. And I think that he needs to go into that without the celebrity mindset and whatever it may be. And I think he'll have another mindset as well.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that T.I. is the person we should be going to for our spiritual advice.
We're going to Dr. Ruth from now on.
Is it?
So, okay. Now I can definitely see what they're saying. What I would say in regards to that is that just because T.I. may not be the individual to seek advice from, doesn't mean that if he says something that we shouldn't depict it. We shouldn't take it apart and see how valid it is. Because everything that he's saying, there's definitely some validity in there. If somebody that's walking into like some nature exhibit or something like that, and they don't know nothing about nature, and they're just like, everybody's walking and stuff like that, got all their information. And then there's just like, yo, there's this black spider with a red hourglass looking thing on his back. And then people are like, oh, no, don't worry. Everything is secured and stuff like that. And we know this place like the back of our hands. If that's what he saw and it's a Black Widow and it's right there, then it's like, yeah, the Black Widow is right there. He doesn't know anything about the environment, the place that we're in, but he saw something that seemed off, and it actually happened to be true. That doesn't mean that he's an expert when it comes to spiders or the exhibit that they're in, but it's just a matter of him seeing something. Same thing like with Druski. Druski, I don't know Druski's faith and stuff like that, but based off of that video, now it could be a lot of things. A lot of people are saying that Druski is somebody that more than likely came from the church, and this is stuff that he's seen while he's in the church, or it could have just been like he was sitting at a round table with his execs or whoever comedian guys that he's with. He's like, what's the next thing we could crack jokes about? Oh, mega churches. I bet. Find me all the ridiculousness that we're seeing online in regards to mega churches. And then he probably could have. There's a possibility. We don't know for sure what his spiritual life is like. But based off of what the video showed, same like with T.I., it was exposing the things that comes out in a lot of these churches. It may not be the church that some people, definitely not the church that I go to, or even the church that I used to go to. But there's some validity because those things actually do exist, regardless of if it was a joke. Those things actually exist. So even with T.I., even though he may not be the most biggest advice giver when it comes to the faith, because clearly, well, not clearly, but he may not even show it entirely in his walk. That doesn't mean that what he's saying there's absolutely no truth in there. So, I mean,
necessary to get to this agreement that we see with you three by simply having that conversation and the experience that you had, First Class, to come here and see it for yourself?
Without a doubt, because I had been so distant from the church, I didn't know what I was missing. You know what I mean? So when I came in, I felt it. And it's just something that I think I needed, and not just for today, just not for the segment, but just moving on in my journey and what I want to do moving forward. So again, I encourage people to come in and
I wonder, where is it that he came from? Because if he's supposed to be an individual that used to go to the church and doesn't really go to church anymore, the question is, where did he come from for him to not be in communion with individuals, and thus now him coming into his church and having that feeling that a lot of people feel there was something that was missing. It wasn't a matter of just, this is part of a routine. This is based off of the Bible. This is how we should be living. We should be coming in and fellowship. It brings in that atmosphere, that holy atmosphere that we are supposed to have when the people of Christ come together. This is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to fill in that space in that heart that feels like something was missing, that people keep trying to fill other stuff of the world with. It's in the church. The problem is finding the church that's actually doing what it is and how we're supposed to be living. And when you actually have those individuals that's actually living and following that path, that's when your hole is filled.
And listen and touch the people and get to really see what it's like inside the walls, and then your perception to change. And I think that's what happened to me today.
And Natoya, for you, is it also very important that the person that you're getting that sermon from is out also doing the work in the community?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like, because I don't respect the person who builds a church in the neighborhood and you don't get out in the neighborhood. You don't do nothing for the community. Like, what are you even here for? You want all of these people to come and essentially help you pay for your church, but you're not doing the work in the community. It just doesn't match up.
Can I say
Go ahead.
a little word there?
Sure.
See, the church is not the building or just the building. It's the people, and that's what we talked about today. And the onus is on the community too. Okay, I get out in the community, but we'll have to talk about that a little bit more. But let me just say this, or ask this question. Do you really want a community where there is no church? Do you really want a community where darkness is on every corner, but there's no church and no light? And so let's just think about that.
Do we have that in Houston? I think it's the church on every corner.
I hope so. we need more. We need more, because it's funny, because when we see 7-Elevens or cleaners or liquor stores or all that, I never hear anybody saying, "Oh, it's too many. Oh, it is too many liquor stores on this corner." No, but I do hear
about convenience.
Yeah. So let's have a church on every corner. Let's have a church in every house.
Come on.
Church is where one or two are gathered.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I think a lot of people are kind of feeling in the same way, in the same realm in regards to a lot of these churches. And a lot of people are just out here. They're just really trying to find the truth. They are starting to see the ridiculousness that's happening. I say that, but we still have a lot of people that are still attending these churches. It's like, I don't. I have to go to these churches myself and see what is it that's like getting these people to come out. Oh, okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to. I normally don't do this type of thing. I want, and I'm not going to give a specific number with likes. I just want a comment with a thumbs up. If you've even gotten this far in the video, I want a thumbs up on the comments. If I should go, considering that Pastor Jamal Bryant's church is pretty close to me, if I should go to Pastor Jamal's Bryant church and just see what's going on. Cause now it's very interesting. I'm trying to see why these people are constantly coming back to these churches. What is it that they have going on that got people just locked in? Yes, a lot of them has probably been there for a while, but it's at what point are we following the word? At what point are we following Jesus? At what point are we caring more about our faith than our identity as, I don't know, African Americans, which seems to be the only thing that they talk about at that church? And if that's the case, if that's truly the case, then that church may actually be going to hell. I'm just saying straight up, because I don't see any preaching, teaching of the word. I see a bunch of worldly stuff that they got going on over there. And it's why are you going to call this thing a church? This thing that you got going on a church? And sit here and try to claim Jesus' name, this and a third, and how you're guarded and holy and all this stuff. But you're not following the command. Jesus was very specific on the people that will and will not make it to heaven. And based off of the stuff that I've been seeing at this church, it doesn't seem like it. But I'm not there. So again, y'all put in the comment section a thumbs up, and not liking the video. I mean, if you want to like the video too, go ahead and like the video too. But give me a thumbs up in the comment section if I should go and see and just do a visit at Pastor Jamal Bryant's church, New Birth, here in Georgia, and just see what's going on. Because it's I'm trying to find understanding, and you can't do that if I just sit here and keep on preaching and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you can do that, but if there's no understanding of the people and how it is that the way that they feel or why they feel the way that things are and stuff like that, if I don't understand that, then it's I have no connection with them, and I can't really find ways to not really help, but at least figure out why these churches are still filled with people. You know what I mean? There has to be something, and I just want to get to the root of it. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comment section, all that good jazz. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.